Take a good, long look at this. Let your eyes adjust. It's the kind of image that feels less like a painting and more like something dredged up from a half-forgotten nightmare, isn't it? I can only describe it as a masterclass in psychological horror, painted nearly 500 years ago by an artist known as Herri Met de Bles. Herri Met de Bles, active in the mid-16th century, was part of a generation of Flemish painters who inherited a rich artistic legacy. The period was marked by significant religious and social upheaval, with the Protestant Reformation challenging the authority of the Catholic Church, and anxieties about sin, damnation, and the Last Judgment permeating society. It is within this climate of spiritual uncertainty that the Inferno was born. Met de Bles was a master of landscape painting, a genre that was gaining prominence in Northern European art. His works are characterized by their panoramic views, meticulous detail, and fantastical elements. He was heavily influenced by Hieronymus Bosch, the undisputed master of demonic and infernal imagery. However, where Bosch's work is often deeply enigmatic and personal, Met de Bles's Inferno is more direct and narrative, drawing on a more established iconography of hell. What we're looking at here isn't a grand, sweeping battle between angels and demons. It's something far more intimate, more personal. It's a quiet corner of hell, a little pocket of damnation where the punishments are specific, symbolic, and deeply, deeply strange. Let's start with the most bizarre figure, the one that probably grabbed your attention first. This creature. It's the head of a woman, her mouth gaping in a pained snarl of defiance. From just beneath her jaw extend two pale arms, clutching a book held aloft over her head, the whole figure draped in a white cloth, like some grotesque parody of a nun or a scholar. But look closer at its action. With the hand, she is performing a gesture of ultimate disrespect, flipping the bird toward the demon lurking in front of her. This isn't a victim's worried grimace. It's the unrepentant rage of a condemned soul. Whatever sins landed her here, perhaps intellectual pride or heresy, she has learned nothing from the suffering. She is committing a new sin of blasphemy against the very agents of her damnation. And that book she's clutching, this is the centerpiece of her rebellion. It's not just any book. In the world of 16th century religious art, a book in hell often signifies corrupted doctrine or heresy. This is likely a religious text, a Bible, a prayer book, or a rule of her order that she spent her life reading, but whose sacred content she deliberately twisted or betrayed. The ultimate irony. A scholar whose life was dedicated to understanding God's word is now physically fused with the very text she corrupted. She is forced to hold it aloft, not as a source of grace, but as the irrefutable evidence of her blasphemy. She is using the holy appearance of the text as a desperate, last-ditch shield or invocation against the demon's impending attack. This is a common trope in stories, using a holy object against a demon. But here, because she corrupted the text, it fails, proving her utter spiritual abandonment. Now, let's turn our attention to the figure next to her. She is a terrifying image of ultimate spiritual and physical corruption. At first glance, you see the habit of a nun, the black veil, the white cloth. This was a person of God who took vows of piety and chastity, vows she brutally betrayed. Her body is a landscape of retribution for the sins of the flesh. Her posture is completely inhuman, a spider-like squat with limbs elongated and emaciated. And her feet? They aren't feet at all. They're reptilian talons that dig into the broken shells beneath her. Her holy form has been corrupted, contorted into something monstrous and predatory, a sign that her humanity has been completely surrendered to animalistic lust. Her mouth is bound shut with a white cloth. This is the ultimate punishment for secrecy and concealment. She is eternally gagged, unable to confess or even scream, for the lies she told to hide the sin and the infanticide she may have committed to conceal the pregnancy. Her hand rests on a baby-like creature emerging from a broken shell. This is the monstrous fruit of her broken vow, the physical and spiritual consequence of her sin. She is eternally bound to the horrific life that sprang from her corrupted flesh. And guarding this horrific nursery is a frog. Now, a frog to us might just be an amphibian. But in the 16th century, frogs and toads were dripping with dark symbolism. They were associated with witchcraft, with demonic familiars, with lust, and with decay. This isn't just a random frog, it's a demonic agent, a little warden of this specific corner of hell. It stares directly at her, unblinking. It's a witness, a guard, and a symbol of the very earthly, carnal sin, perhaps lust, that led a nun to this forsaken place. Look around them. The ground is littered with more broken eggshells. This isn't just one corrupted birth. This is a wasteland of them. The shattered eggs, symbols of ruined potential and life, confirm that this is a cursed place where the chastity vow is brutally mocked and all life is born monstrous, reflecting the silent nun's unholy offspring. And on the floor, you can see strange arcane symbols scratched into the ground. These aren't random. They represent the inverted religious order and spiritual chaos. They are the visible, perverse laws of hell, signifying the blasphemy and heresy embraced by the rebellious scholar. This isn't just a place of punishment. It's a realm where the spiritual corruption of the mind and the physical corruption of the body have established a new infernal order. It's a perfect, horrifying little portrait, a single, focused scene of damnation that tells a complete story. It's a testament to the artist's incredible and frankly terrifying imagination. It feels complete, contained, a whole world of misery in one small frame. But what if I told you this isn't the painting? Not the whole painting anyway. What if I told you this entire scene, this whole universe of torment we've just spent the last few minutes exploring, is nothing more than a tiny detail in the bottom right corner of a much, much larger and more chaotic world? This is the true scale of hell, not a quiet room, but a sprawling, chaotic metropolis of damnation. Every sin has its consequence, and there is a place for everyone. Look up. Dominating the sky is not a moon, not a sun, but a colossal dark sphere. It's an oppressive, unnatural object that seems to suck the very light and hope from the air. What is it? A burnt-out planet? The eye of some slumbering cosmic beast? Or is it the mundus inversus, the upside-down world, a symbol that everything here is a perversion of the natural order? Whatever it is, it serves as the ceiling to this prison, trapping every soul beneath its immense, silent gaze. There is no heaven to look up to. There is no escape. Trying to process this all at once is impossible. It's an overload of horror. So, let's take a tour. Think of this not as a single image, but as a map of human failings, where each neighborhood is dedicated to a different kind of sin. Your eye is probably drawn to that bright red circular structure in the center. That red cylinder is a furnace, a prison, a kind of soul-processing machine. Bare people crowd around it, waiting to go in. Inside, others are already packed together, their faces twisted between fear and regret. This is where the damned are processed, not judged, not tortured at random, processed. The spikes around the door show there's no way out, and the creatures peering from the rim, frogs, snakes, and hybrids, they're not guarding it. They own it. They represent appetite and temptation, the same instincts that probably brought these people here in the first place. Now, look below. That boat. It's a chilling detail. This is Herri's twisted take on the river Styx from ancient Greek mythology. The demonic boatman is his version of Charon, delivering a fresh shipment of souls to their eternal prison. This is their horrifying first look at what awaits them. But Herri doesn't just depict anonymous souls. He takes aim at the powerful. To the left, you see a nun and a monk forced to push a heavy cart. Notice the nun has a pig-like snout, a symbol of impurity and gluttony. In one of the most daring critiques of his time, Herri is showing corrupt clergy being punished. The very people meant to guide humanity away from sin are now forced to haul the weight of the damned, with a demonic taskmaster whipping them on. In this world, their holy robes meant nothing. Below, a wolf-headed creature climbs a ladder, holding a dagger at his throat. Nearby, another hangs upside down like butchered meat. Here, the ladder, usually a symbol of rising to heaven, becomes a weapon, a way to pull you back down. Everything pure is flipped, inverted. And then, look closer at that bed. A man and woman lying under the covers. A frog squats on the blanket while a demon leans over, pressing its hands on them. Its lust turned into punishment. Private pleasure made public shame. Everywhere you look, ordinary things, beds, kitchens, carts, even instruments, are twisted into tools of torture. We've barely scratched the surface. This painting is a map of damnation, and we've only traced a few of its paths. The burning cities, the tormented armies, the strange, the bizarre musical instruments repurposed for torture, lonely punishments hidden in the shadows. Each is a story waiting to be told. The sheer density of this infernal vision is overwhelming, and frankly, we could spend hours unpacking it all. What have you spotted that I missed? Let me know in the comments if you'd like a part 2 exploring the rest of this masterpiece of horror. Until next time, look closely at the art that moves you. You never know what stories or what warnings are waiting in the details. Take care.